Guys, today I am sharing with you the long-awaited craft room tour. I have been working on this room for probably 10 months now. This video in January, I believe it was, of 2022 kicked off this, not really renovation, but this organization process that has seriously taken me almost the entire year to complete. So today I am finally bringing you the tour of this space. We're gonna be looking in every drawer, every cabinet. I'm gonna be showing you how I organized everything in this space. I know when I like to watch craft room tours, I wanna know what's in your drawers, how do you organize it? I am so nebby, I wanna know it all. Real quick, here's what my room looked like before. It was an absolute mess and such a dark, uninviting space. My craft supplies were thrown about everywhere, there was zero organization, and it got to a point that I just couldn't stand it anymore. I had started buying large clear bins to organize things that I didn't need to stay in this space, like old completed projects I don't know what to do with, or seasonal crafting items. So that's where I started and then slowly worked my way through the entire room over several months. I also painted the back half of the room white to cover up that orange toned wood paneling and help brighten up the room. Starting right when you walk in the door, I just put up this gallery wall. I wanted somewhere to display some of my most loved and the projects that I am the most proud of. So I finally have somewhere that I can display all of these things. I also have a little spot for my son's artwork. He painted this in, what grade were you in when you painted this? Does it tell us? Mason, 2019.
So today's 22. I'm in 6th grade.
6th grade. We're 4th grade.
Oh yeah.
So either 3rd or 4th grade he painted this. Love that painting, but just somewhere that I wanted to display some of my projects. Otherwise, they were just sitting on a floor collecting dust in my craft room. So we're gonna start out at the desk here and then work our way around the room. And thank you to Flexispot for sponsoring this portion of today's video. I've shared on my last craft room tour that I love standing while crafting, and I previously had a makeshift standing desk made out of a garage utility shelf and MDF project board as the top. So I'm so excited to have a real standing desk that can be raised and lowered as needed. I've already put it to good use. When I was trying to paint the top of my berry tree a few videos back, I loved how easily I could just lower my desk to reach the top of that tree, then raise it back up to get the bottom. It is so convenient. The desk was super easy to build, and there are several different options to choose from, including the base material and desktop material. I chose the white base and brown wood grain with a curved edge. They also have a straight edge as well and multiple different length and width options. If you're looking for a standing desk either for yourself or to give as a gift with the holidays, Flexispot has some Black Friday deals coming up with products up to 50% off and a flash sale on November 25th where you can get $160 off. So check out the link in my description box if you're interested. There is a USB port on the side of the control panel. However, I like to use this little outlet tower that I have right on top of my desk because it gives me tons of different options and I have plenty of places to plug all of my supplies and tools into, including a few USB and USB-C options right on top. So that's what I like to use. And then it also has the on and off feature. I do have my overhead lights plugged into here. So I have the nice option to easily flip those off, flip those on as needed. So here I have stored underneath of my desk my little craft cart. I got this from Michael's and it just has some of my most used tools stored right on top. So I promise this is clean, but this is my dirty paint water cup. Always need that on hand. My tape measure, my flexible tape measure, baby wipes, chapstick. I always need chapstick nearby. I have about 50 spread around throughout my house. Underneath, I just have some towels on top and then a painting apron that was my great-grandfather's. Underneath, just some PPE. We've got some gloves, some backup baby wipes, some little baggies stored in there.
And this is one of the most worst parts ever.
Oh, the stud finder. Yeah, that thing is frustrating. And then down here I have another silicone mat. So this is an old one that I had. It's kind of beat up. I have some holes in it. I had some super glue stuck onto it. So I don't really use this one anymore unless my current one is pretty dirty. And then these are just some wood pieces that I use like scraps whenever I need to drill into something. I don't want to drill into my table. And then underneath is just all of my receipts for my channel. So that's all for taxes. This was one of the first things that I installed whenever I was redoing my craft room, really wanting to get it organized because my stuff was just spread out everywhere, you guys. It was a mess. I've showed it to you several times before. I know that it was always like the real life craft room. I've never had that like Pinterest worthy craft room, and my stuff was just everywhere. And I realized I needed to get it organized so that I knew what I had, so that I stopped buying things that I already owned and didn't know where they were. And this has really helped. So let me tell you, if you are in the same position as I am, where you just have things thrown about everywhere because you're not really an organized person, get organized, label your things. I am telling you, it makes such a difference. This is just a common board from Home Depot. It is a 1 by 12 by 8 feet long. So I have 2 of them. This first one here houses all of my different paints, spray paints, different types of stains, things like that. On right above it, I have these acrylic nail polish holders. I got a lot of these organization ideas from Pinterest. I'm sure most of you look there as well for some ideas, but I just have all of my like small acrylic paints stored on these. They were perfect for that. I love having this little rainbow pop of color. And then on the top shelf, I have like my plasters, my resin, my paper mache, cement,
and my Build-A-Bear.
Mason's Build-A-Bear, which has a hole in it, and he has asked me for probably a year now to fix him, and I have not fixed him yet.
Well, you can have it. I don't know.
My baking soda, my clay, different things like that are up here. This first bin is just miscellaneous random things. I have a measuring cup if I need it, and then a bunch of like different pegboard accessories that I just haven't used yet. And then in this one, this isn't exciting over here. This is just some cords and then some manuals for my different, you know, tools and things that I have. And then in this little container, I love the look of these, but I am not a fan of closed storage. I like to see what I have, but I just have thank you cards in here and then some party streamers because I didn't know where else to put those. And then in this one, I have different napkins. I've quickly outgrown this. I have seasonal napkins stored somewhere else, but that's my napkins for now. Underneath of my paint shelves, I have 2 of these IKEA Alex drawer sets, and then on top of my Alex drawers I have my TV because I'm always in this room and I need to be, you know, watching something, listening to something while I'm crafting, even though it's just background noise. And then I also have my Cricut Explore Air 2, and then in the back we have a little quote that Mason found that was perfect for our little craft room that says, "It takes half your life before you discover life is a do-it-yourself project," and I just love that. Looking right next to the Alex drawers and kind of behind my TV, I have my cutting mats. I'm trying to use as much wall and vertical storage space as I can in this craft room because it's so narrow. So I can easily just pull these right off the screw, use them, put them back, and it doesn't take up any space. Heading down into the drawers, I have all of these labeled with vinyl, and it is a really light color. I just didn't want to look around my craft room and see a sea of black labels all over the place. So I did them light, but you could certainly take this as inspiration and make it a different color, whatever fits your style and your space. But this first one has Jenga blocks and wood planks in it. This is one of my favorite drawers. So we've got full boxes here, open ones I've used and taken projects apart with. We've got some dominoes in here, wood planks. I always pick these up when I find them because they don't have them out too often. Some of these wood cutting boards underneath. And the next one we have wall stickers. So this is just a ton of Dollar Tree wall stickers. A random sponge because he didn't fit anywhere else. But I also have, these are from Target. They're also wall art stickers, and then those peel and stick wallpaper pieces that Dollar Tree started putting out. I have a ton of those in here. Next up, we have mixed media. So like it says, this is just a bunch of different media things to use. So I have my Distress Oxide sprays in here, mica powders, rub and buff, alcohol inks, ink pads, watercolor paint, different things like that, fabric dye, acrylic paint pouring. I've wanted to try, haven't gotten to it. Next up, we have stamps and stencils. So this is really cool. I found this at Walmart recently. It is from Hello Hobby. Now, my Walmart is still carrying Waverly, but they have transitioned some of their items to Hello Hobby, and this is like printable. You can cut it out on your Cricut machine or even with an X-Acto knife if you don't have a Cricut, and just create your own stencils. So I thought that was really cool. I want to give that a try, and this is all of my other stencils. And then stamps over on this side. Next, we have wood beads, popsicle sticks, and dowels. This is another one of my favorite drawers. So I have my like half circle beads, regular beads in various sizes, popsicle sticks, dowels, my giant popsicle sticks, wooden rings, all kinds of little wooden pieces in here. And then last on this side is a bunch of random wood pieces again. So a lot of these like different shapes from the Dollar Tree, some from Michael's and Hobby Lobby, wood rings, shims, different wood items. Moving over to the other side here, I have my paint markers and pastels in here. So these are a lot of my watercolor Arteza markers. Last year I made a really pretty Christmas watercolor tree, and I love that. I use these for that. I have my paint pens, chalk markers. Oh, all of my neutral colored Sharpies. I just bought these recently. Really love them. Can't wait to play with those. And then I have a backup set of my pencils. I love these really giant pencils. So I have a backup set of those. I have an open one also. My little soft pastels, and then some food coloring back here. Next up, we have some rub-on transfers. So I have my IOD transfers, Dixie Belle transfers, and then a ton of Dollar Tree transfers, rub-on transfers in here. Next up, not an exciting drawer, but a necessary drawer. I have all of my hardware type things. So my command hooks, my like picture or wall hanging tape stuff, my screws, Lazy Susan picture hanging stuff, all of that. All right, and then we have tools and sandpaper. So I have my tape measure, all my different sandpaper scraps, my staple gun? Yeah, staple gun, yeah. Crocodile, all kinds of different tools in here, and then my drill bits. Next up, we have vinyl. So in this one, I have a lot of Dollar Tree vinyl in here mostly, and it stacks really nicely 2 boxes high in here. I have all of that vinyl. And last up over here is all of my wood fillers, backup wood, glues, things like that. My glass cutter. I have my, what is this called? My wood burning tool, my Dremel, a bunch of different Dremel accessories, all in this drawer. So next up, I have these kind of tiny little organizers. I've had these forever. This is something I didn't upgrade. I didn't really think it was too necessary, but right on top, I have this paint party Lego puzzle that I have been wanting to do forever. I bought this like a year ago, at least a year ago, and I really want to make it and hang this up somewhere in my craft room. I just need to find the time to do a 1,000-piece puzzle. But in this top one, we've got some raised stickers. So these little like dots and stuff from the Dollar Tree. Laser wood cutouts, also a lot of stuff from the Dollar Tree. We got wood letters in different sizes. Actually, not all of these are wood. I have some like foam letters too. Then we have small wood words, galvanized words, letters, little things like that. And then we've got lots of stickers, lots of Dollar Tree stickers. I don't even use stickers on anything. I honestly don't know why I have all of these, but you know, it is what it is. And this one is empty, yay, room to grow. Next to my Alex drawers and all of my paint shelves, I have a Billy bookcase here. And again, using all of the space that I have my Cricut cutting mats hung up right on the side of my shelf here. And then a lot of what is in my shelves is either Dollar Tree glass jars or thrifted items that I had plans for at one point in time, probably forgotten about and haven't gotten around to making because, you know, that's how I roll around here. But on top, I have some like lunch bags. These are from when I was making all of those pumpkins. I had a lot of leftover bags, so I threw those in a little bin. Some coffee filters. This is all burlap rolls. Again, I can't reach any of this. I need my step stool to get to it. My fairy lights. In this back right corner of the craft room, I have another Alex 9-drawer unit over here right next to my Billy bookcase. And then in front of the windows, I have this Calyx unit, and this is a 3x4. In the corner, this is where my little tripod goes whenever I am not using it for my camera setup. On top of the Alex 9 drawers, I have these 12x12 bins. These are scrapbook paper bins. Got them from Michael's. And I have, this one's a little bit smaller, but I have my vinyl scraps. This is just scrapbook paper books. So those, is that what they're called? Scrapbook paper books, paper pads, something like that. I forgot to label that one. Scrapbook paper, and then just my 12x12 vinyl sheets. And then right on top is my paper trimmer. And then going down into the drawers here, this first one has calendars and paper pads. So different types of other paper. I have all of my Dollar Tree calendars in here. Honestly, I've never used any of these, and I don't know why I continue to hold on to them, but I do. I have t-shirt transfer paper, and then some paper pads from when I was in college at the Art Institute that I still have. Next one is not labeled because I didn't know what to call this one, but it's kind of like shipping supplies. I have these self-laminating sheets in here. I have shipping labels in here, these clear portfolio papers, envelopes. Nothing exciting in there. In here we have some pearls. I have different size pearls in here. These are just little like glass test tubes. I got these from Michael's about a year ago, I believe. And they were like $1 each, I think. Is it on there? $1.50 each they were. Glass test tubes. But I wanted to make a propagation station with these. I ended up using something different to do that. But I have galvanized pieces back here from the Dollar Tree, and then all of those different types of glass jars from the Dollar Tree. Next up, we have some Hobby Lobby wood shapes, and then my random snakes from the Dollar Tree that I also tried getting rid of, and for some reason they made their way back into my collection. So those are in here as well. Decorative hardware. This is a fun drawer. So I have a bunch of little like hardware pieces, some from Hobby Lobby. These are mason jar lids, decorative knobs, lots of different decorative drawer pulls, some antique, some new, some from like the Target dollar spot, various miscellaneous drawer pulls. And next I have some floral embellishment things. So this is kind of a mismatched drawer as well. I have all of my floral stems in here. And then I have like floral tape, floral wire, suede ribbon, different random bits and bobs in here. I don't know why I called this floral embellishments, but it's just kind of embellishments. And then random flowers back there. I have these styrofoam flowers, the burlap flowers. I don't know what kind of flowers these are. They're kind of like plasticky from Halloween time. Pressed flowers that I got from Amazon. So there are also some like fun, colorful flowers in here as well. And then moving down, I forgot to label the rest of these, but in this one is just different candlesticks. So I have my tapered candles, I have my like a little bit thicker candles, tea lights, Dollar Tree candles, and then a light connector from IKEA.
Then on the next one, she has like these little creams. Wait, what?
Was he hiding, waiting for Christmas?
Ha! I touched him!
I think he was hiding and waiting.
in here. Ow.
I think he was hiding and waiting for you.
Why did I touch you.
Well, you didn't know he was in there. I didn't know he was in there.
I thought he was a little puppet.
I think he was waiting for Thanksgiving.
Kyle, so come in my room to see my nice little renovation in my room, okay? I'll write you a letter.
Maybe he'll come early.
A cookie.
Maybe he'll come early now that he knows, now that you saw him.
By the way, this is my best friend. Say hi to my best friend, Elf.
Elfie?
Elfie.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a little outfit here. I'm not really going to touch him because...
You're not allowed to touch him.
Well, he has like a little, like, guitar, Christmas guitar here. It's really cool. I'm putting your lace right now. And he has like a little... and my mom has like a little...
chain, floral chains and...
floral chains and
things
little,
like that.
Stuff here.
Okay, let's close Elfie up.
And she had like these little like hanging stuff here.
Plant hangers.
But anyways, say goodbye to my Elfie.
Bye, Elfie. See you in a few weeks. And the last one is paint supplies. So bigger paint brushes, a small little ruler. What are these things called? Brillo pads back there, steel wool, an edger, more paint brushes, stir sticks, that fun stuff. On this back wall, I do have some greenery wreaths. These are like kind of smaller wreaths that I got from Target Dollar Spot. I believe they're all from the Target Dollar Spot. They were hidden behind my scrapbook paper because initially I had something else on top of these drawers and moved it. So now they're kind of hidden and tucked away, but they are there. And then I have my wall of florals. I love looking at this. I don't use them very often, but I think it is so beautiful. This is actually like a shoe pocket, and it used to be vertical. So it used to come all the way down to the ground, and I wouldn't have been able to access my Calyx drawer unit here. So I cut it in half and I decided to hang it side by side. And I'm so glad I did that because it took up more of the wall space, which I was really trying to utilize, and then it just makes a really pretty display in my opinion. So I did categorize it mostly in rainbow, but I do have my Christmas berries all right here because I got a lot of those recently and I didn't want to reorganize this entire thing. And then in front of the window on the back wall, I have two Calyx units. One's the 3x4 and then one is a 2x4. And then even behind that, I have more florals. These are a lot of like tall florals that would not fit into the size of those pockets. So I have those in taller vases. There is behind my Calyx unit, there is a like shelf back there. It's not a shelf, it's like a ledge. And it's very annoying because it just kind of gets in the way. So I can't push this unit all the way back up right against the window, and it's kind of lost space that I could have in this room, but that's okay. So starting out in this top mesh bin, I have a lot of random Dollar Tree items in here. So I have some of these little boxes. I wanted to make snowmen out of these. I didn't get to it. I didn't have the time to figure out how to make it work. And anyways, that's a story for another day. Random cube dice in here, birdies, random things. The next one has, oh my gosh, the next one has a bunch of spindles in it. So I got these thrifting off of a chair. I still have 2 more chairs to take apart and get all of these spindles out of it. I love it. In this next one, I have more Dollar Tree goodness. So I have the wood cubes, the little wood houses, wood pumpkins, wood signs, the wall pocket, more signs, these like little beaded shadow boxes, things like that. And this last one is even more miscellaneous Dollar Tree and Target Dollar Spot items. So these little shelves I've had forever from Target. These little MDF signs from the Dollar Tree. These Monstera leaf hooks from the Dollar Tree. Different things like that. This is from Target. Oh, and I did buy several different inserts for the Calyx units. So this I did the 2 drawer insert. Down here is a door insert. And then I just have some of the storage bins and the little mesh bins. And then this is also an insert that has it divided up into those little X's like that. I love how customizable IKEA Kallax units are to like make your space work. But in this drawer we have all of our wood reed and then edge binding. And then in this drawer we have hot glue sticks, so a lot of different types of hot glue sticks. And here's all my like specialty ones. And here we have wood sticks and slices. A lot of this is also from the Dollar Tree. They have those two different types of wood slices this year. So I picked up like 2 bags of each type that I could find. I was really excited about them. These wood slices as well. I also have some of these little grapevine wreaths in here, and then also those like larger, so I'm trying to find those larger pieces from the Dollar Tree. Oh, I also had these ones. I bought these ones a couple years ago, a variety pack of wood slices from Hobby Lobby. And then underneath we have a lot of rocks. These are also from the Dollar Tree. I think these ones might not be. These were white ones that we had used in a terrarium. But I have sand, gravel, rocks all in here. Moving on, we have a drawer full of moss, so different types of moss. We have floral moss, Spanish moss. I know there is some reindeer moss in here as well. We have some floral foam, a whole big drawer full of floral foam, different types and scraps. Then we have styrofoam. I wanted to do some Christmas trees with these. Christmas trees, snowballs, snowmen. I had bought all of these for, didn't get to those. I have so many ambitions for holiday DIYs that I never get to everything. And this last one has floral scraps. Lots and lots of greenery pieces that came off of picks. Then next to my Kallax unit, I have all of my different canvases over here, a few frames as well. And then I have my big bag of polyfill, a couple different size canvases, rectangle, square, circle, these small squares, this picture frame that I didn't have somewhere else to put it. I thought this was beautiful. I got it on clearance at Hobby Lobby, their 70% off section. And then in the doors, I wish I made this one face the other direction, but we have different frames in here, different size frames, mostly from Dollar Tree. In this one, we have different mirrors and trays. So like the pizza pans, those little plastic charger looking trays. I have a bunch of mirrors from Dollar Tree in there and from Target Dollar Spot. These pan covers, whew, things like that. And that tray always gives me trouble. And next we have grapevine wreaths and, well, grapevine wreaths, styrofoam wreaths, and embroidery hoops. And this one's not exciting. We just have strippers, cleaners, a giant tub of wood glue, adhesives. So that is the first set of Kallax units. Oh, and then right on top I have my little hats from the Dollar Tree that I've used on projects. This little container that I've made a couple of years ago now that just has tiny little things in it. Pom-poms are still in there. I took the berries out. Some tacks, googly eyes that my son loves to play with. And then we have this glass lantern that I made a few months ago. I love this thing. I think it is so stunning and so beautiful. So I have that out on display in my room. And then moving on to the next set of Kallax units. On top, I have this old camera that I thrifted over the summertime. I shared that in a haul a few months back. And then on top, see if I can kind of pull these down, have you look in them. This is just like different scrap wood pieces and wood things. So I have those like giant 5-gallon paint stir sticks, these Dollar Tree wood rollers, things like that. Oh, copper pipes are in there. And then in this one, I have like wood signs, wood rounds, wood shelves, those kinds of things. And then on the side of the wall here, I have all of my wreath rings. So I have wreath rings, different wreath forms back behind there. I don't use those very often, so they're tucked away a little bit more. Then going down into the calyx unit, I have this whole section is for rope, twine. I have this giant thing of rope that I thrifted. And then let's move these out of the way so we can get a better look. And then in here is just a ton. I have paper straws in there because I didn't know where else those could go. But I have a lot of different nautical rope, these like mesh tubing rope things. I know I have more types of rope on there, wired rope, all kinds of rope and twine. And then next to it, I have another fun little display of yarns, macrame cord, baker's twine. I also have some embroidery thread up here. Different fun colored yarns that I got from Dollar Tree mostly. All of my neutrals, greens and blues. And then some of my macrame over here, macrame over here. And on the bottom we have a bunch of different contact papers. Next to that one, I have a whole bunch of different raffia, and then I forget what this stuff is called. It's like paper stems, I believe. I don't think I have oh yeah, this stuff. It's like paper stems. I'm pretty sure that's what these are. And then hula skirts from the Dollar Tree. And moving down in here, I have all of my air dry clay. So this is the salt dough that I just recently made. I do want to do something else with this. I'm sure it will not last for very long. And then I have my Das, my Sculpey, my Crayola, different types of air dry clay in here. And then all of my polymer clay is down in this one. So I have my little oven thermometer that I have, a couple of bricks of just white polymer clay, a bunch of different colored clays. This is clay glue. It's oven bake adhesive, but it's basically like a clay glue. And then this is just a glaze. All of my different colors and fun little things of polymer clay. And then behind that, I made a bunch of earrings last Christmas time. I did record it all, but I never made the video. So let me know if you guys would be interested to see like how I made these. I think they are so stunning if my camera wants to focus on them. But I just love that like pinky white marble look. And then I have this kind of sweater looking one. So I thought these were really pretty. Let me know if you'd like to see that white and gold marble. I can pull that video together. And then in these two drawers over here, I have different clay tools. This is just like wire, 16 gauge wire, but you can use this for clay, different clay tools in here. I have my UV light in there, my little brush for brushing out macrame. Hold on. And then I have my clay roller, different clay accessories, so for cutting out shapes, for making different patterns, things like that. And then in these two bins at the bottom, I have a bunch of yarn macrame scraps in here, ribbon scraps down there, other ribbon scraps and like my hat scraps, popsicle stick scraps, wood scraps, all a bunch of different scraps in here. And then in this last one, I have a lot of fun like texture pieces. I labeled this one miscellaneous textures. I didn't know what to call it, but I love creating texture using different things. So I have these like corrugated pieces, different mats. I have a bunch of different like placemats that I've found and sourced. I have paper lanterns, cork pieces, doilies, other types of placemats. I love this drawer. And then behind that, I have my Dollar Tree little like garden stake fence things. I have some hula hoops, and then my acrylic glass mat, which you can use for polymer clay or mixed media. Then coming down this wall below all of my wreaths, I have just a larger thing of florals that I have. These are really tall. I have some bamboo sticks in there that just don't fit anywhere else. And I have some like vinyl things. I redid my dresser years ago before I even started my YouTube channel. And this is what I had used on the insides of my drawers. And this one I used on my son's dresser when I redid his dresser. So I have those left over. My giant Jenga blocks. And then this little area, I had built this. It's literally just 2 pieces of wood glued and nail gunned together to quarantine some larger wood pieces that I have, like my pole wrap. I have these decorative trim pieces, larger pieces of scrap wood, some quarter round, things like that. Oh, and I also have my random branches in here, some paper rolls from IKEA, and then also some wallpaper back there. All right, so now we have, I think this is the last unit. We have this garage utility bookshelf. Like I said, trying to use up all of the space that I have, which included going up. Even though I cannot reach any of that, I have a little step stool. These ceilings just on this area of the room are really tall, probably 12, if not higher ceilings. And I just realized as filming this, I missed painting that little beam spot right there. Oh my God, that's too funny. But anyways, there is no lighting in this area. So I have, sorry to blind you, my studio lights over here shining in each direction. There are little pot lights in the ceiling, but they don't work, and they're also blue. And then there are little lights right here, but they don't work either. I don't know how to fix them, but I need to get some type of lighting back here because it is really dark, and you guys might notice that in some of my video backgrounds. But anyways, in all of these storage bins I have up here, I have some more texture stuff. This is a lot of shelf liners, chicken wire, solo wood flowers. These are just some like finished projects that I have. And then up top, all the way up top, I have, what is up there? Oh, fabric scraps and fat quarters. This next one is all different types of fabrics. I have tons of fabric, and this one is all burlap. Looking onto the shelves, this is a lot of randomness on this shelf. At least I have things that I've thrifted, things that I've bought, things that I've made, things that I want to just decorate my house with, or they're out at different times of the year, and Dollar Tree things, a cloche from Michael's, like very random on that shelf. But moving down, I have different planter pots, all of my terracotta pots, like various sizes. I pick these up throughout the year because I've recently gotten into houseplants, and you know, some of them grow quicker than others. I need to repot them. So as I find really pretty pots that I like, I've been picking those up, holding on to them for when some of my plants are ready. And then I have various Dollar Tree pots as well. Moving down, this is some empty space, room to grow. Love having room to grow, but some more random little jars and clothespins over there. And then the rest of this shelf is all things that I have been collecting for trash to treasure projects. So I have some video ideas for you there. And then lastly, just some more, these are like a lot larger vases, things that I have, some jars and some overflow of Jenga blocks that didn't fit in my other drawer. And then this second table that I have right behind me is a little bit for storage, and my idea has always been to have this top of the surface be kind of a place where I have current projects that I'm working on, in a place that like I need something to dry, if paint is drying, if clay is drying, you know, something like that. But this is supposed to be the area where my projects are just in stages of being made.
This was her very own first product she ever made in her first video. She made it in October or something.
Yeah, this was the first project I ever made on my YouTube channel. It was, turn it around. It was actually for my mom, but my dad accidentally broke a couple of the bulbs on here, so she gave it to me to fix for her. So I need to do that so she can hang it up for the holidays. And it always ends up becoming just a cluttered mess because it's a flat open surface. So I hope that I can, now that everything is completely organized and has a home, I hope that I can actually, you know, stick to that and use this for only works in progress. But I guess we'll see how that evolves over the next couple of months. But this is just a garage utility shelf. I did take it apart. I had split it into two. It is the same thing as the shelf right next to it. So you can see that it is a little bit shorter here because I had split it in half, and before Flexispot was kind enough to reach out to me and work with me to provide me with this amazing standing desk, this is where the other half of the utility shelf was, and it had the same little MDF topper on top of it, and that was my work surface covered in contact paper to make it look a little pretty. And then underneath of here, I just have a lot of backup glues in this first little section here. Glue sticks, a bunch of different types of Mod Podge, just school glue, things like that, more wood glues over here. These are little containers that I like to just mix things in, mix paint into. I also bought some of these smaller ones because sometimes I only need a tiny little bit of paint and don't want to mix too much of it. And then behind these, so I have just some like office type supplies. So I have my, what do you want to call this? My little brother label maker. And then I have some little of those Dollar Tree pull-out drawers behind here that have things like binder clips, paper clips, rubber bands, those little things that you need for office supplies. My fun-shaped scissors in the back. I almost threw these away, or not threw them away, but I almost gave them to Goodwill, and I'm so happy that I didn't. This little container just has like miscellaneous random things in it. And then I have just a little paint tray and my miter box. On the next shelf, this is where I have all of my IOD and silicone molds. Not all of these are IOD, but most of them are. So I have those all in here. And then in this little drawer, I love these little bins. These are probably some of my favorite bins from the Dollar Tree because they have this little pull-out handle on them and you can easily access what you need. This just has some clamps in it for projects. This has different grommets in it in my little grommet machine. I'm not really sure what those things are called. Whoops. And then we also have some like metal rings in there. Oh, and then behind it, I just have some shelf hooks and some industrial strength Velcro. Next, I have a bunch of different tapes, painter's tape, washi tape, masking tape, crafter's tape, a lot of tape. And then this is actually a bin for Sarge. So this is all of Sarge's ear cleaning supplies, which is totally random. And then underneath, I just have our safe with all of our personal documents in it. And then this little bin has all of my towels, dust rags. I have my nail gun, and then I have a drill. Behind it, there is just another camera. That was my very first camera when I started YouTube. It was not the best at all. But moving down along this wall, in between these two little spots, since I am utilizing every little nook and cranny that I can, I have poster board, foam core board, and then my high density foam, all just sitting right between here. This wonderful feature I am so excited about. I needed better storage for my ribbon, and I came across something similar to this on Pinterest, of course, And I love the idea. So what I did, I just took a I think it's a 1x3. And then I put some quarter round right on top of it to be like a stopper for the ribbon. I actually think I could have used like a 1x4 or attach the quarter round a little bit further out, because like these wider rolls, they're just kind of sitting on top. They're not sitting down in like these smaller ones are. But I really love this display. It is fun and adds a little bit of color to the room. I just love it so much. And over on my pegboard here, I have this little paper towel holder that I just made with some scrap wood, so that I have those there at the ready. Right behind it, I forgot I put this there. You can see it was partially stained at one point when I was doing a project. But this little block my husband had made for me, I think with his wood burner or soldering iron. I'm not really sure what he made it with, but then saying, "I love you, babe," on the back. So that's my little memento of him that gets to stay in the room. And I just have some of my tools. These are all of my glues that I use regularly. My super glue, my Star Bond, my wood glue, Mod Podge, my Tight Bond, my E6000, all of that fits nicely right in here. And my little IKEA unit, I forget what this is called. I will pop it up on the screen, but I love this thing. I have shown it in several craft room tours at this point. I have all of my bigger brushes, my pencils in this first one, my like medium, small detail paint brushes in this second one, all of my scissors and tools are in the third one, and then all of my hot glue sticks in the fourth one. So things that I reach for every time that I am crafting. And right next to my desk so that it is easily accessible. Along with, of course, my heat tool. I wish I had a smaller one of the like actual crafting heat tools, but I do love this one. It makes quick work because it is an industrial one. And then up above, I just have some other random tools, some that I use frequently, some that I don't use frequently, but filled the space and I thought looked good up here. And then in this little basket, I have my little mini vacuum, and you know, I've decided I don't actually think I like this thing. I was trying to clean up something the other day and it was just blowing all of the dust out of the sides here. Like it wasn't actually picking anything up. It was just blowing everything back into the room and into the air. So I don't know if it's just mine and there's something wrong with it, but I might try to get a different type of tabletop vacuum because I do really love this thing, but yeah, not when it's just going to spray the dust back up in the air. And then I just have my mask for when I'm like spray painting or doing anything that requires me to wear a mask, spackle. And then this jar is from my husband as well. I believe he gave this to me either when he left at one point for the military or on one of our anniversaries. And it says, "I love you." Wait, no, it says on the top. It says, "Read these when you are sad or upset. I love you, Josh." And it's supposed to be 100 reasons of why I love you. So there's 100 different pieces of paper in here. I think I've maybe opened this once or twice since he's given it to me. It's been a couple of years since he gave this to me. He just left for a year-long tour, so I have a feeling I might be opening those up, which is why I decided to set them right here so that I know they are there. Above my pegboard, I wanted to put some type of quote because I can't really reach up that high anyways. So I got these, I think they're like paper or paper mache, some type of letters from Hobby Lobby to spell out create and then create the things that don't exist. I always used to say I can never find the things that I'm picturing in my head. So this quote I thought was perfect, and I kind of wanted to give these letters a suede type of look, which I saw somebody do with ornaments on Pinterest, and it didn't really turn out the way I had wanted it to. I think they look a little bit more like they are rusted rather than suede, but that's okay. I still really love the way these turned out. And that's it for the tour, guys. I hope you enjoyed this in-depth look behind the scenes of my craft space. I feel so much better now that everything is organized and has a home. I just hope I can keep it this way. And don't forget to check out the link in my description box if you're interested in getting a standing desk from Flexispot, and I'll see you next week.